I'm Jason Holcomb, Director of Public Relations for Dublin City Schools, and I'm joined today by Mr. Jeroy Stuckey, Principal at Dublin Middle School. We're kicking off our back to school interviews today at Dublin Middle School. It's nice and quiet in here, Mr. Stuckey, and I know we've only got about 17 more days of quiet before everything gets loud, but for a good reason. How excited are you at that opportunity?
I'm very excited. It's a new challenge. I've been here in other roles as a teacher and as a assistant principal, but now to be the head principal, more accountability, more responsibility, but very excited, looking forward to it. Great students and great staff here, so just very elated.
Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, Mr. Stuckey is a homegrown product of Dublin City Schools, class of 2006, right?
Right.
And he's been a product of championship basketball teams. He's also coached basketball teams. Now you're taking on this new challenge. What are some of the things as a school principal that you're starting to see in the summer right now that you maybe didn't pay much attention to during your other roles here at Dublin City Schools?
It's just, you know, everyone is pulling at you, which is a good thing, but you're really the nucleus of the organization. So I've been ripping and running this morning, just trying to get things set up, trying to get things in place to start a new school year. So just realizing that you really have to be on hand for everyone in order to be in place.
And I think that's probably one of the things that I hear most when I talk to the administrators here in the buildings is the fact that if you haven't been a building administrator previously, you are pulled and tugged in a million different directions, and you have to try to find a way to handle all of that while also understanding you can't be pulled everywhere all the time. Now, let's take a step back for a second and talk about you, the person. Go ahead and let some of the people in the community know a little bit of background on you as far as your family, your education, because you went off to school. You had a scholarship, if I remember correctly, to go off to school, and just tell us a little bit about that so that people can familiarize themselves with Jeroy Stuckey, the man.
Okay. Like you said, I'm a product here. I went to Dublin City Schools, graduated in 2006. I was fortunate enough to receive a basketball scholarship down to the College of Coastal Georgia in Brunswick. Then I finished up at Georgia Southern. Came back home. I taught for a couple of years. Then I continued my education at Georgia College and State by pursuing my master's and my specialist in educational leadership. And so it's been a fun time. Time has been flying, but now I'm here today.
And talk about as far as home life's concerned. I know there's been some changes in your home life the last couple of years. Tell people about those changes and how those have positively impacted you.
Right. I got married about 3 years ago to Alicia Howard Stuckey. She's from Soperton, Georgia, and we're expecting our first child together in October. So
congratulations!
Thank you. Like you said, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been good times, and so I'm just happy to be here and be in this role.
As a father of 6 myself, I can tell you right now that first one is going to change your world. You thought becoming a school principal was going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a welcome challenge and a different challenge. So I look forward to talking with you, and you've got my number. So if you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm liable to be up too, because I've got about to be a 1-year-old. So don't be bashful. Now, all of this change coming, you've always been a very even-keeled, level person. How has that helped you? Because again, the change keeps coming, and you and I both know that as the year progresses, there's going to be a lot of change that takes place. Right. So what are you telling yourself, and who have you used as kind of somebody to lean upon so that you have some backbone of some sort to be able to move forward with all of this?
Like you said, I believe administrators need to have their even keel, that demeanor that's flexible, because things are constantly changing even in the school from day to day. So you can't get too high, you can't get too low. And as far as people to lean on, Dr. Fred Williams, who's the superintendent, he hired me straight out of college, so I still get to call on him from time to time and just pick his brain. And also the principal that was here last year, Mr. Brazil, we still have a great relationship. I'll pick up the phone and call him and just get some information on things from last year, just in general. So I have a wealth of people I can call on and get information from, and that really serve as mentors to me.
Yeah, that support system is so important, and I know you're going to have a lot of interesting things that you're going to get to do this year as far as teachers, fifth grade academy. We're going to talk some more about that in a little bit because we wanted to stick to talking just about you right now. What's been probably your number one memory in your teaching career thus far?
Probably receiving Teacher of the Year. It was a surprise. I tell you, we were in the lunchroom and they came over the intercom and they announced it, and the students, they were really happy for me. So that was just really a standout moment for me.
Well, from Teacher of the Year to Principal at Dublin Middle School, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more with Roy Stuckey here at Dublin Middle School.
Dublin's newest and most modern hotel is the Hampton Inn & Suites. Relax and enjoy your stay while near the best in dining, golf courses, and business centers. Start your day with a free hot breakfast. Enjoy our pool, indoor fitness center, and Wi-Fi. Plan your next family reunion, meeting, training session, or social gathering at Hampton Inn & Suites, 103 Travel Center, located by Longhorn and Cracker Barrel. Hampton Inn & Suites by Hilton.
The hottest lineup of Nissans is at Dublin Nissan.
Dublin Nissan has the Altima S as low as $19,387.
Call, click, or come see us. Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you will ever need.
Whether you're looking for your first home or your dream home or an investment property, Excel Realty is committed to providing you with the highest quality buyer service. For making that type of investment that buying a house requires, you deserve to have all the latest information and the very best advice, both of which Excel Realty can provide you with. The decision to sell a house is often dependent on many factors. Whatever your reasons are for selling, Excel Realty's proven effective marketing strategies will ensure that you get the highest possible price for your home. Excel Realty guaranteed to provide you with professional, ethical, and confidential service and keep you fully informed every step of the way. Let us introduce you to the Realty team at Excel Realty. First, we have Ms. Tiffany Green, broker. She's a native Dublin, Georgia, who is committed to professionalism, integrity, honesty, hard work, and satisfaction. To set up an appointment, call 478-275-1110 to reach Ms. Tiffany Green. Next, we have Ms. Larita Rhodes. She's a native of Detroit, Michigan, who started a career in real estate at an early age. Give Ms. Larita Rhodes a call at 313-400-6033 today to experience great customer service. Next up, we have Ms. Sophia Jordan. Ms. Sophia is specialized in resale and helping first-time home buyers. To take the stress away, give Sophia Jordan a call at 478-290-5296. Next, we have Ms. JoBeth Bailey Rozier. She's a native of Dublin, Georgia. She's worked in customer service for over 10 years. So when you're interested in buying or selling, give her a call at 478-278-1668. Finally, we have Miss Lisa Bryant Tatner, wife of Mr. Edward Tatner, lives by the saying, dare to be great and do great things. When the time is right, give Lisa a call at 478-697-1079.
Welcome back to our Back to School special here at Dublin City Schools. I'm Jason Holcomb, joined by DMS Principal Roy Stuckey. Mr. Stuckey, we were talking a lot about you during this first segment, but now we want to switch gears and start giving parents all the information they need so they'll be ready when the first day of school hits on August 4th. Now, starting off with the basics, we have a fifth grade orientation that's coming up, and for those of you who aren't familiar, last year we integrated the fifth grade into the middle school setting. So now we're a 5 through 8 middle school. And in that, we've added a fifth grade academy. So there's some functionality things that you'd want to go through during this open house and orientation. Talk to folks about the basic time, dates, and what you're planning to go over.
Yeah, fifth grade orientation will be on Thursday, July 27th. We're going to start at 6 o'clock. And we know it's a big transition for elementary students to be coming over to the middle school, especially fifth graders. You know, that's not common, but it's been a great thing. We saw great things last year, and we're looking forward to continuing that. But we'll just go over some basic in and outs. It allows the parents to meet the administrators and also meet the teachers, and just to help them feel a little bit more extra welcome, I guess you could say. And so, you know, it won't be too much of a shock or a surprise once they come in on the first day of school.
And if you want to learn more about our 5th grade academy, we've got a special video on our YouTube channel. You can check us out through Dublin City Schools. It kind of sets up all the information, some of the questions and concerns that came up when we first discussed the idea of a 5th grade academy and how some of those things were alleviated. So go ahead and check that out in all our social media. Switching gears to the day-to-day workings here in the school building, we've got a lot of different things that happen. You've got 500-600 students that you're going to have filling these halls. This is one of our larger campuses. Talk about some of the practical day-to-day things operationally that will be taking place, whether it be where bus riders will be dropped off, where car riders will be dropped off and picked up. Give them a sense for the parents out there what they need to be looking for when they come into a building.
Yeah, our doors open at 7 o'clock each morning. Buses usually start dropping off at 7, and car riders are welcome to get dropped off at 7. We have breakfast usually from 7 to 7:30, and then from 7:30 to 7:40 we start our homeroom time, and 7:40 is when we start counting tardy. So we really like to have students in place by 7:30. That way they can get some of the housekeeping things during homeroom. As far as drop-off locations, car riders, we're going to continue how we've been doing the last couple of years. They're going to be dropped off in the location adjacent to our gym right there on Terrace Drive, and bus riders, they're dropped off in the front, and also during the afternoon dismissal, they're picked up in the front. So we feel that that's worked well these last few years, so we're just going to continue that. I work under the impression if it's not broke, there's no need to fix it. So those are some of the basic necessities. Students are always supervised. We stress to our students of walking them to each class. That way, you know, we keep eyes on them, make sure that students are where they're supposed to be, and make sure there's nothing going on that shouldn't be. But just
for you parents out there that were used to what he and I went through in school, you know, when they opened the doors, you ran out and ran to your next class. That's not how things work here. We have teachers that will walk the students from class to class in, do you guys call them pods or?
Yeah, pods, teams, those are some of the terms that are used, but we still work under that concept.
And if I remember correctly, last year you had 5th and 6th grade on a wing. 5th grade was by itself on the far side of the wing, and then 6th grade kind of helped give 5th grade a little bit more separation so that they could slowly integrate into the middle school setting. From what I had heard, had a lot of 8th graders who enjoyed having the 5th graders there. It made them feel like they needed to be a big brother or a big sister. I know that has to have you excited that you've already made that step and now you get to make the next step. What's the next step as far as transforming this middle school into one cohesive family?
I think just really continuing to build on the team concept. That's been our motto the last couple of years, Team DMS. And kind of like you said, we have that team concept with the staff, but now we're really starting to see it with the students. The 5th graders, they jumped right in. They didn't miss a beat. You wouldn't have known that was their first year here last year. So just really continuing that, just building partnerships with all stakeholders, students, teachers, parents, community members, and so I think that would be the next big step for Dublin Middle School.
And then before we forget, there's a lot of stuff that people need to get in order to be ready. Supply lists, that's something that should be available on the Dublin Middle School website. You should be able to find them at just about any store here in town. In fact, my wife almost tripped over the supply lists at Office Max the other day when she went shopping for crayons. So there's plenty of supply lists out there. Feel free to check out our website, dcsirish.com. You'll be able to get everything you need. With that being said, we want to thank Mr. Stuckey for your time. We want to wish you luck in this new role. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to another principal at Dublin City Schools on TV 35.
Cutting close, no problem. Smooth steering, sorted. Steep slopes, easy. Tight turns, no worries. With its state-of-the-art zero-turn technology, nothing's a problem. Cub Cadet, zero turn, zero worries.
So come see Glenn Register or any of his friendly staff today at Hometown Supply. Call 272-0345. Since the early 1980s, Century 21 Durden Carnegie has proudly served the community's best interest and has grown to consecutively be the #1 realtor in Dublin and Lawrence County. And broker George Durden is proud of his team of agents and recognizes Jody Tanner, Jim Jarrett, Pam Tillery, David Deeves, Beverly Forbes, Ann Adams, Raina Deverly, Betty Helton, Charlene Brantley, Ruth Watson, Jay Brantley, Charlene Lamp, Yvonne Robertson, and Karen Whitmer. All part of the team of Century 21 Durden Carnegie. And broker George Durden invites you to allow his team to serve you today. If you're buying or selling your home or commercial property, call Century 21 Durden Carnegie. And thank you to the community for allowing Century 21 Durden Carnegie to serve you for more than 35 years.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Lynn, licensed clinical social worker at Lynn's Counseling and Consulting Services. We are located at 212 West Jackson Street, Suite A in downtown Dublin. We offer individual, family, and group counseling. We have helped many people in the Middle Georgia area, and we can help you too. We accept all major insurances, so call us today at 304-5233.
Welcome back to Dublin City Schools. I'm Jason Holcomb, Director of Public Relations for Dublin City Schools, and our Back to School special continues out here at Moore Street School. I'm joined by Principal Brian Howell. Mr. Howell, you are into your second year here at Moore Street, correct?
Correct.
And for those who aren't familiar with you, you've got a long history in Lawrence County Schools. Go ahead and give us a brief history of your personal and professional experiences.
Well, I started out at Susie Dasher. When it was over in south side of Washington Street. I stayed there, went here to Moore Street, went to Saxon, went to, used to be Central.
Right.
So then I left and went over to East Lawrence, graduated from East Lawrence High School, went to Georgia Southern, graduated from Georgia Southern. Then I came back, had my first teaching job back at Dublin. Stayed at Dublin for 7 years, I think. Left Dublin, went over to Lawrence County. Worked in the county system. Now I'm back at Dublin, so that gives me a total of 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've kind of been all throughout the whole county.
So you know everybody pretty much is what you're telling me.
Yeah, pretty much I know a lot of people in this area, yeah.
Well, talk about from the personal side of things. You know, a lot of people are going to be familiar with your family as well. Talk about them for a minute.
Well, you know, like I said, for my wife, Keisha, she works at Moore Street, not Moore Street, at Dublin Middle School. And then my son, BJ, he's going to his first year of high school at Dublin High School.
Man, makes me feel old.
And then it's funny though, because I have one young man going to high school. Then my other son, Bryson, he's starting pre-K at Hillcrest. So it's just kind of funny. I got one going to high school and one going to pre-K.
So basically you're telling me you're going to have a front end and back end college situation is what you're saying.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, so and I'm hoping when BJ gets old enough, he can kind of chip in and help out too for
That
Bryson.
should help us with some security here at Moore Street, because that means you're going to have to work a while. So
oh, yeah,
you're going to have a lot of bills to pay, but that's good. That's good. Well, talk about your time in schools, because you've seen just about every aspect of the education system. You've been in classrooms, you've been on the courts, you've been on the track, you've been in administrative roles. Talk about how those experiences have molded you into who you are today.
Well, it got to the point of getting me to understand that, you know, everybody's different. And at the end of the day, you have to be able to work with the environment that I guess is the best way to put it, the environment that you're given. The environment you're given, you adapt to it, adjust, and move on, because at the end of the day, students are going to be students, so no matter where you go. It can be on the track, it can be on the basketball court, football field, in the classroom, outside the classroom. They're still going to be students, and they're looking for someone to help guide them.
Right.
And so out there, with my experience and just going through time, I've learned a lot. I've did a lot of good things. I messed up some. That's what we do.
That's part of learning.
Exactly. But we learn, and I just feel like each year I want to learn more and just get better and grow more as an educator.
Well, lastly, you are familiar with the type of setting that we have here at Moore Street. You came from a situation at Lawrence County with Crossroads/Diamond Academy, where you're dealing with similar types of student situations. Tell me how that helped prepare you for transferring over here to Moore Street.
Well, you know, really, my whole education system is always, just education experience has been similar to what's happening at Moore Street. Sometimes people look at the word at-risk students, but every student that's in education is at risk.
Right.
I don't care who you are, they're at risk for something. They're one mistake away, or one just bad year, or one family situation away from going to maybe alternative school. But we hear alternative, and we always think alternative is being bad.
Right.
Alternative is not bad. If, again, like I said before, if you put in your GPS and you have a route that's kind of messed up, so basically you put alternative route. It doesn't give you a bad route. It gives you a route of saying, you know what, it's something different.
Right.
But either way, it's a different route, but still gonna get to the same goal as everybody else.
That same destination is the ultimate focus for where you want to get, and we're going to talk some more about that later on in the show. I know it has to be rewarding for you to see some of these student situations come out so successful. I know last year we graduated more kids than we have in a while here at Moore Street School, and I know stuff like that has to be so impactful to you as a person, not just as an educator, but to see these young men and women be able to push themselves and put themselves in position to be successful.
Correct. And I mean, that's just a great thing to see a young man and young woman walk across that stage. And when they made that left coming off the stage, it was a good experience because they had a plan. And a lot of times, and it's just something I learned, when you walk across that stage, you got to have a plan, because at the end of the day, you can't go back in that school building.
Oh,
not
yeah.
as a student. You have to have a plan, and I always told them, you don't want to come back a year later and I ask you what you're doing now.
Right.
And you say, I don't know, because you wasted a year already.
Yeah, because once you start talking about I don't know after school, then it's too late for some. You know, that's what I tell my kids all the time, is you need to have some form of plan, even if it's a simple plan. You know, just like when you write an essay, maybe you just put 2 little bullet points, and that helps give you some direction. So I imagine for you it's the same thing. You're trying to help challenge these children to have a plan. We're going to go ahead and take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more of the ins and outs of Moore Street School here with Brian Howell on TV 35.
Join Piggly Wiggly in the celebration of our 100th anniversary, and the celebration is spreading throughout our community with a renewed pride in our hometown grocer, Piggly Wiggly. 100 years of great product and great customer service. Piggly Wiggly is where you'll find everything from the freshest in produce to 100% certified Angus beef, the only certified Angus beef dealer in Lawrence County. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street. Thanks for joining us in our 100th anniversary celebration. Dublin Vision Care has been a leading provider of optometry service and vision care products in the Dublin community since 1982, and we want to help you achieve and maintain clear vision for years to come. Dr. Lee Whitaker has over 35 years of experience and offers comprehensive vision examinations and specializes in diagnostic and treatment of a wide array of eye disease, conditions, and problems. Using advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products, Dublin Vision Care is committed to improving the quality of your life through enhanced vision. Give yourself the gift of clear vision. Schedule an appointment today with Dr. Lee Whitaker. Call today 272-2303. Dublin Vision Care, 714 Bellevue Avenue, Dublin.
We're back with our Dublin City Schools Back to School special here on TV 35, and I'm joined once again by Brian Howell, principal at Moore Street School. I still keep wanting to call you coach. That's how we got to know each other. He was the girls basketball coach at West Lawrence, and I was a lowly sports writer, and we spent a lot of time in your office after ball games getting comments about a bunch of wonderful young ladies. But now you're dealing with a whole school full of students, and we talked about the different alternative situations. And one of the things that I learned from my short time here at Dublin City Schools is this environment is so conducive to successful outcomes because you're able to give these students the ability to move at their own pace. Talk about that for a minute and how beneficial that has been to the students that come through Moore Street.
One good thing about it, we look at it as more like life. Everybody doesn't work the same hours every day in the world. Everybody works different shifts. So we allow students to come in. Majority of students come in maybe from 8 to 10.
Right.
Not 8 to 10, 8 to 2:30. But we have some students that actually come in the evening time, and they may come in from 2:30 to 7. And this year we actually gonna throw another shift in from 12 to 5.
Oh wow!
Because at the end of the day, our thing is like this: we want to make sure we meet the students' needs.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about those students. What's going to be best for those students to excel and to move on in life? Because again, like I said before, I have about 5 different friends, and I know 4 of us work different shifts, and it works better for us. Some of my friends tell me I can't get up that early to go to work. I can't work that late. But again, as adults, we think it's okay, but why it's not okay for our students?
I was really impressed last year. You came to me on numerous occasions suggesting ideas of students to promote, and there were 3 young men in particular that you came to me and said, look, they just received acceptance into Oconee Fall Line. Would you be interested in coming and talking to them? And I was like, yes. Talk about those situations for you, because they're becoming more frequent here at Moore Street School. Talk about how the learning environment in the classroom is helping get them ready for these experiences outside of Moore Street School.
Well, one of the main things we want to do, we want to have more of a well-rounded student. So we're going to teach you the soft skills. We're going to teach you the skills of academics, but also we're going to teach you how to conduct yourself on the interview and stuff. And understand too, again, it goes back to the thing that you have to have a plan. And so we're going to give you, help you with that plan, because we're not going to give you our plan, because our plan may not work for you. And at the end of the day, it's not about me. We got some great teachers. My teachers do a great job here. They care and they work hard and stuff. But again, we want to make sure that we are helping these students excel in life, not only here at Moore Street for Dublin City Schools, also for the community of Lawrence County.
You talk about the teachers, and one of the things that I've noticed at this school, not any different than any other campus, but I guess because of the more one-to-one experience that the teachers get to have with the students, is the heart of the teacher comes out. The teachers you have in this building, I have seen, have gone to great depths and breadth to make sure that these students have an opportunity to be successful. And from what I've seen, you've got a lot of experience in there too. I know that has to be beneficial to you as an administrator when you come in and you've got these teachers that are familiar with this setting, familiar with dealing with these types of students, and familiar with helping them reach success. How's that been for you?
Well, it's been a great thing, because you just have teachers that do have their experience, and they bring a wealth of knowledge. So, I can always learn from anybody, period, but especially a teacher who's been in it for 25, 30, 35 years. I mean, shoot, oh yes, you tell me something I need to do. Show me something, because we all have a way of developing some type of relationship with students, even to the point of just looking at with our custodian, with the secretary.
One of the best custodians around, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's amazing, because sometimes it may be a student I can't form a relationship with, but I've seen my secretary, my custodian, along with the teachers, be able to get a relationship with that student. And sometimes that student just having a moment, I say, go talk to such and such. So it's almost like we have a school full of mentors. And like I said, we're not doing anything different than anybody else does. And one thing about it, I guess we're able to do a little bit more because we're a smaller setting.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's all about just forming that relationship and understanding that, I can't reach everybody, but it should be somebody in this building that can reach them.
Well, and it's funny, you talk about relationships, and relationships ultimately lend themselves to family. And I do feel like, from what I've seen coming in and out of your building regularly, because I'm your neighbor just around the corner. For those of you who aren't familiar, Moore Street School is actually located where the old lunchroom at Moore Street is located. The main entrance for the original school building is actually central registration. So just want to send that tip out to you, because we have a lot of people who end up coming the wrong direction. So if you need to visit Mr. Howe, you want to come over here to this side entrance. That's where the main entrance for the actual Moore Street School is these days. But you talk about family, and I think that seems to be the #1 key word for what's happening at Moore Street School. And I know it has to make you feel good, because this was built on a foundation from a mentor of your own. Talk about how you were set up for success from the standpoint of coming in after Mr. Bostic.
Well, just coming in after Mr. Bostic was a great thing, great experience, because everything I needed from him, he was willing to help and everything else. And it was good because he's literally around the corner over at, working this past year at Dublin Middle School. But just giving it the basic foundation, even just talking about, me and Mr. Bostic go back to '99.
Wow.
When he first started teaching, when he came back teaching at Dublin Junior High, and I was teaching there then, it was amazing to just be able to come back. And then as far as when he got into the alternative setting, and then I got into it, and just be able to talk with him and just get that additional advice, that experience, and really just kind of, he was one of those ones that's, okay, like, think about it this way. think about that student this way. And by doing that, okay, I learned so much from him, and I appreciate it. And he was one of the main ones that laid a great foundation for us getting out that priority school list.
Well, that's a big, huge thing for us. We've made exit priority status for this school, which means we are making strides here at Moore Street School, and it's thanks in part to the hard work of Mr. Howell and his staff. I want to thank you, Mr. Howell, for your time. When we come back, we're going to be at another campus here on the Back to School special on TV 35.
Discover the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. Well-qualified current lessees of competitive minivans get an ultra-low mileage lease on the 2017 Pacifica for $249 a month.
See Dublin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 2050 Highway 441 South in Dublin. Call 272-3500, 1-800-GO-DODGE, or log on to dublinchrysler.com.
Pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment is the #1 selling brand in America, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Right now, you can pick fuel or battery at a great price, with trimmers starting at just $129.95. Or step up to even more power with your choice of the FS56 RCE or FSA 56 trimmer, each just $199.95. Pick your power, then pick up a Steel. Visit SteelDealers.com.
Cullen Supply and Engine Service, your steel dealer at 826 South Harris Street in Sandersville and 910 East Jackson in Dublin.
Welcome back to our Dublin City Schools Back to School special, and we've shifted gears and headed over to Hillcrest Parkway, where I'm joined right now by Dr. Tony Jordan. Dr. Jordan, we first I want to welcome you again.
Thank you.
It's my second handshake with you thus far. Dr. Jordan has taken the helm here at Dublin High School, our flagship school. And Dr. Jordan, how in the world does somebody end up from Cuthbert into Dublin? How did all that transpire for you?
That's called being blessed. I'm in the right place at the right time. Just a great opportunity. My family lives about 58 miles from here. My parents live in Rennes, Georgia.
Oh.
So we're right there in Jefferson County. So I feel like I'm home. I have relatives here in Dublin, and it seems like a natural fit for me.
In fact, you had some cousins, I believe, that came to your welcome when we had a little welcome party for you in the media center the other day.
Yes, sir. I was very surprised. I hadn't seen them in a few years, but the word quickly got out that I was coming. So,
what is so funny to me, having lived in Dublin for 25 years now, is how often Dublin, Georgia comes up in conversations. I've actually been in Orlando. My sister's been in New York City, and somebody from Dublin, Georgia has shown up. So I'm telling you right now that you are going to be a resident of Dublin, Georgia, you're going to be surprised how many other Dublin, Georgia residents you run into all over the world.
Well, this is a great place. Centrally located. Airports are nearby in Atlanta, Savannah. And again, like I said, my parents and my mom's home cooking is just about 58, 60 miles away from here. So
it's close enough to enjoy it, but far enough away to not enjoy it too much.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
That's fantastic. Well, first off, let's talk about your education and professional experience for those who aren't familiar with you. Tell us about your education in college and also what you've done professionally since that time.
Okay. Well, I have to start out by saying that I graduated from Rennes High School right there in Jefferson County.
Wow.
Got to plug Rennes, Georgia. Graduated from Savannah State University with the BS. Graduated with a master's from there as well. Did my leadership at Georgia Southern University. Teaching certification through Valdosta State. My doctorate through Nova Southeastern University. So one more degree and I'll be a thermometer. Let's just make that clear. But I've worked in the alternative setting. My first real job in the school setting, I ran an alternative school for kids who had committed designated felony acts.
Wow.
So I did that for about 9 years. From there I went to a middle school that was on the needs improvement list. Had a great team assembled. We were able to move that school off of the list and move it on to greatness. From there, I went to Savannah High School, and I was there for 6 years. So I have the distinction of having the longest tenure of a principal at Savannah High School.
Wow.
And that's what happened to my hair, so just in case you were wondering. So I was there. From there, I went to Randolph Clay High School down in Cuthbert, Georgia. And I was there for about 2 years. And again, did some great things. And this opportunity presented itself, so I am here. So I've had a few experiences at the high school level. This is my third high school. and I'm certainly looking forward to the challenge.
Now let's shift gears for just a second. Let's get people to familiarize themselves with you and your family. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and about your family.
Okay. I'm married with 3 children. I have a 35-year-old. I have a son who is a sophomore.
I could be your child, by the way. If you just, I didn't want to be ugly about it, but when you said 35, I'm 37, so we're right there on the.
That's close. Have a son who is a sophomore at Savannah State and a daughter who is a senior at Savannah State.
Wow.
She'll graduate in December.
So what do you do in the evenings for work? Because I imagine you got to work extra jobs to pay for all that college.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I spend my spare time. I love cars. So if you ever walk into my office, you'll see replicas of all kinds of cars there. I love reading. And I spend a lot of time walking and running, trying to be physically fit.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm going to tell you, it's so neat to have somebody new to the community, but who already feels familiar. Everybody that I've spoken with who has met you said they felt like they already knew you in some way or another. In fact, when we had the welcome that morning, there were so many people who said, man, he reminds me of somebody. So I know that has to be a good feeling for you to feel like, hey, you know, they're welcoming me in. How has that been for you as far as the reception here in town?
It has been great. From the day that I was announced, of course, I came in and ran into some people. I saw people in the gas station, in the Walmart, all over, and I've been welcomed, and I really appreciate that because we're definitely going to need community support to continue the great things going on here at Dublin High School. So I feel great. I feel like I'm in the right place.
Well, we feel like we've got the right guy in the right place right now. We're very excited to have you. When we come back, we're going to talk some logistics and some vision here with Dr. Tony Jordan on TV 35.
Mid-State Pools and Spas knows pools, in-ground pools to above-ground pools. Mid-State Pools and Spas has over 35 years in the industry, building more than 3,000 pools. Now, we build all our own pools, never subcontracting to work out. So if you're ready to build a pool, renovate a pool, or you need weekly maintenance or liner replacement with a full 20-year warranty, call the professionals at Mid-State Pools and Spas. Visit our showroom today at 2273 Veterans Boulevard in Dublin and see the new line of Marquee Spas. For the ultimate in hot tub experiences, choose Marquee Spas. Also see our new selection of casual patio furniture available now at our showroom, Mid-State Pools and Spas, where we know pools.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cannon, President of Citizens Bank of Lawrence County. If you're presently a customer of ours, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing us to be your bank. We appreciate the confidence you have placed in us and enjoy providing you with the most up-to-date banking products and services to satisfy your needs. If you're not a current customer, we would like to invite you to stop by and let us show you true community banking at its best. We concentrate on our local community, doing our part to make Dublin and Lawrence County a better place to live, work, play, and retire. We recently introduced 2 new products, eStatements and Access Now, our mobile banking app. Both of these products will help to make banking with us more convenient and will also help to provide you with a safer and more secure banking experience. So for all your banking needs, just give us a call or stop by and let us show you personal banking at its best. Citizens Bank of Lawrence County, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Dublin Tire Company, serving Lawrence County since 1955. At Dublin Tire Company, we are proud to provide roadside service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have full service truck repairs. There's no truck too large or too small. Does your vehicle need new tires? At Dublin Tire Company, we provide you with passenger tires from the best brands anywhere at a price no one else can offer, not even the large stores. We have it all: Michelin, Bridgestone, Firestone, Goodyear, and BF Goodrich, just to name a few. See Dublin Tire Company for specialty tires, off-road tires, and forestry tires, any type unique tire. We have it all. Come see Dublin Tire Company for hassle-free quality repairs at affordable prices. Come see Tom Mullis or Neil Harden and the wonderful staff today at Dublin Tire Company. Family owned and family operated since 1955. Dublin Tire Company, 1315 Telfair Street in Dublin.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School Special. I'm continuing here with Dr. Tony Jordan, principal at Dublin High School. Dr. Jordan, you're still getting your feet wet here in Dublin, Georgia, and I imagine getting to come into a campus this size, it has to be neat to see some of the things that are going on. Talk about some of the stuff that you've been able to accomplish at previous locations and how you think that might transition into Dublin High School.
Okay. Well, Dublin High School is unique. It's huge. It's pretty intimidating. But when you peel back the onion, kids are kids. Kids want to be in a nurturing environment. And I have some ideas about some things that I've been able to do at my other schools that were successful. For example, I really want to concentrate on our graduating seniors, making sure that they have viable post-secondary options. I mean, when they walk across that stage,
right,
we're going to know exactly where they're going. And that will start on the second day of school. I'll be meeting with our seniors, laying out this plan of success. Those students who want to go to college before homecoming, we're going to have 2 college applications already on file.
Wow.
Those students who are going to technical school, same thing. Students who are going into the military, we can go ahead and sign them up for the ASVAB, get them set up for the ACT or the SAT, and we're going to also have prep classes for those as well. So there's a whole little process that I use in order to get our kids just ready for the real world. Because when you look at it, with those seniors, I have 180 days to prepare them for the rest of their lives. So I take that very seriously. That's my most critical population. So I spend a lot of time and effort with our seniors just making sure that they're prepared.
Now, one of the things that I enjoyed, and I'm a product of this school district, I graduated in 1998. This will be my 20th reunion coming up. In fact, we had a friend on Facebook saying that we needed to get together and start planning these things. I'll let them handle that. But I say that to say, when I was in school, they were just beginning to offer dual enrollment opportunities, and at the time the only dual enrollment opportunities you had were for core classes at Middle Georgia College. Now through the Move On When Ready program, we have children that are going to be at Georgia Military, at Middle Georgia State, at Oconee Fall Line. You name it, our students are having opportunities that they haven't had in the past. How does that excite you, and what do you feel like the school itself needs to do to have the children prepared to enter those situations?
Well, I am very excited about the Move On When Ready program. In my previous school, we had a great relationship with Albany Tech. In fact, we just added 2 new programs right before I left. And I'm looking at forming those kind of relationships with our colleges here. I'm in the process of trying to meet with college officials so that we can see where we are and chart a plan so that, these students can take advantage of every opportunity out there. I mean, the Move On When Ready program, I just wish it were retroactive. I mean, you think about it, a student is able to actually receive college credit at no cost to the parents.
Right.
That is huge, and part of what we have to do as an educational community is make sure that we get that word out to our parents, because once the parents realize just how valuable this is, they'll make sure that the students take this seriously.
Yeah, and to be able to give them the opportunity to get a leg up in the world. My son's actually participating in the Move On When Ready program at Oconee Fall Line, and there were some misnomers that our family had to get past. We didn't recognize that it was free. That was tuition, that was books, that was all the nuts and bolts involved in getting into the coursework. And like I've told our children, I'm wanting them to try to prepare themselves for life.
Absolutely.
I want them to be able to have something to fall back on. So I'm trying to get them technically certified through high school, and then they can attend college and they'll have a workflow that they can manage while they're in college.
Absolutely.
So I know for you that has to be the same thing that you're looking for. You talked about wanting to give students a plan, and one of the plans that has to get into action is that first day of school, which will be August 4th for all of our students. But a couple weeks prior, you're going to have all of our 9th graders in for an orientation.
Absolutely.
Talk about some of the things you're wanting to talk with the 9th graders and their parents to hopefully start them on that path to success.
Well, 9th grade is a transition. You know how that goes. I was a middle school principal, and I understand the middle grades education, but it's going to be an opportunity for me to have a conversation with my incoming 9th graders just about expectations. this is temporary. High school is temporary. That whole 9th grade, you know, it's going to be important that we get our students here and get them adjusted as quickly as possible, because as soon as we get them settled down and adjusted, you know, we can work on trying to get them academically sound, which is what we want to do. Again, you know, we don't want any do-overs. This is 9th grade. We want you to go into 9th grade one time and move on. And the goal is to have all of these students who enter in the 9th grade graduate together in 4 years. And part of my job is to make sure that they understand the commitment, they understand you know, what's expected here at high school is totally different from middle. They have freedoms, and sometimes that freedom can get the best of you if you're not careful. We'll talk about dress code, do's and don'ts of high school, and some pitfalls.
I imagine for you, one of the bigger challenges that didn't exist even 10 years ago is electronic devices and access to information. You know, when I was in school, we still had to use Netscape and Galileo and a couple other things to access the internet. You know, there wasn't this immediate access to information. What are some of the things that you feel like you're going to do to make sure that the kids are exposed to the necessary information and limit some of the distractions that can come from not only being a teenager, but a teenager with access?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that I've been impressed about here is the technology department. We have cutting-edge technology right here in our schools. Students will have access to that without using their cell phones. There are opportunities, I think, in the cafeteria they can use their cell phones, but that's the only place. And that's one of the things that I'm going to stress to our 9th graders. You know, that's a distractor. That's a distractor. And we have technology in the building to take care of any educational need that they may have. We have that.
Yeah, I actually come out of the technology department, so I'll make sure to pass that note along. That'll be a feather in their cap to hear that
really
coming from you.
That.
But we're really impressed and glad to have you here, and we're looking forward to great things out of Dublin High School and from you, and we look forward to talking more in the weeks and months to come. But Dr. Jordan, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to go ahead and move on to our next campus here on the Back to School special on TV 35.
Whether you're looking for your first home or your dream home or an investment property, Excel Realty is committed to providing you with the highest quality buyer service. For making that type of investment that buying a house requires, you deserve to have all the latest information and the very best advice, both of which Excel Realty can provide you with. The decision to sell a house is often dependent on many factors. Whatever your reasons are for selling, Excel Realty proven effective marketing strategies will ensure that you get the highest possible price for your home. Excel Realty guaranteed to provide you with professional, ethical, and confidential service and keep you fully informed every step of the way. Let us introduce you to the Realty team at Excel Realty. First, we have Ms. Tiffany Green, broker. She's a native Dublin, Georgia, who is committed to professionalism, integrity, honesty, hard work, and satisfaction. To set up an appointment, call 478-275-1110 to reach Ms. Tiffany Green. Next, we have Ms. Loretta Rhodes. She's a native of Detroit, Michigan, who started a career in real estate at an early age. Give Ms. Loretta Rhodes a call at 313-400-6033 today to experience great customer service. Next up, we have Ms. Sophia Jordan. Ms. Sophia is specialized in resale and helping first-time home buyers. To take the stress away, give Sophia Jordan a call at 478-290-5296. Next, we have Ms. JoBeth Bailey Rozier. She's a native of Dublin, Georgia. She's worked in customer service for over 10 years. So when you're interested in buying or selling, give her a call at 478-278-1668. Finally, we have Miss Lisa Bryant Tatner, wife of Mr. Edward Tatner, lives by the saying, dare to be great and do great things. When the time is right, give Lisa a call at 478-697-1079.
Dublin Nissan saves you more on the hottest Nissans.
Dublin Nissan has the Rogue as low as $21,588.
Call, click, or come see us. Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you will ever need.
This summer, don't send a fan to do an air conditioner's job. Call your local Daikin Comfort Pro before it's too late. Daikin. Comfort for life.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School special here on TV 35. I'm Jason Holcomb, Director of Public Relations, and I'm joined now by Ms. Lakeisha Fluker, Principal at Susie Dasher Elementary. She's going to be entering her third year as a building principal, third year here at Susie Dasher as well. And I can imagine that in those couple of years, you've seen a transformation as you came into a building to now it's becoming your building and the family here at Susie Dasher. What has that experience been like for you?
It's been an awesome experience. I can really attest that to just the great staff that we have. Everyone has been openly, willing to come on board. They bought into the vision, with me being, instructional leader. It was pretty much my role to, put that vision out there for what we have as far as high achievement and success for all of our students. And we just have an awesome staff. They're willing to work, come in and do whatever it takes to move our students forward. So we're excited about going into this third year.
Now, going back way in the Wayback Machine, you and I attended Dublin High School approximately the same time. I'm 98 and you're 99, correct?
99.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I was telling Dr. Jordan that this year will be the 20th anniversary of my high school graduation. So
I know we're getting old.
It happens. But I say all that to say that you, like several other of our newer principals coming in this year, have a lot of familiarity with the district. Yes. And when I say that, you're products of this school system.
Absolutely, proud products.
So talk about that time from getting out of high school up till now as far as from your education, professional experience, then we'll talk about the personal side too.
Again, well, I was a 1999 graduate of Dublin High School, proud graduate, and then from there I went to the Fort Valley State University, where I graduated in 2004 with a bachelor's degree in middle grades education, with my concentrations being in math and science. From there, I received my master's degree, in education from Troy University, and then on to get my specialist in curriculum and instruction management from Nova Southwestern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm still, pursuing finishing up that doctoral degree.
Wow.
So
we're going to have Dr. Fluker before too long.
Yeah. God's, help. God, by the grace of God, we'll get it finished.
and talk about personally, talk about your family. Who are some of the people that help you decompress in the evening when you've had a strong day at school?
Well, definitely my husband, first and foremost, Saul Fluker, husband of going into 5 years, married in 2012. Wow. And I'm proud, of my family, just a strong support system overall. I'm the second daughter, the knee baby of Linda and Lucian Wright, also of Dublin, Georgia. And also I'm a mom. I'm a proud mommy of a 2-year-old. I call him 2 going on 20. But Saul Aaron Fluker, we like to call him Trey, and also I have a stepdaughter, Sonaria Fluker, who's a student in Johnson County School System.
Fantastic. And talk about being a parent, how that changes what you do here, because I tell people all the time, until you have to deal with the child every day, all the time, you really can't appreciate what it means to be a parent when you come into a classroom setting. How did that change your outlook?
Definitely changed my outlook. It made me think about, okay, in making decisions with how we're going to, affect, the students here, how would I want my own child, to be treated? Just being a little bit, more empathetic, and also just doing, just keeping in forefront about, how would we want our own kids to be treated? Right. What type of quality educational experience would I want my own son to have? And I try to put that, in the forefront when I'm discussing with teachers. Would you want your child to sit in your classroom as a classroom teacher? And so if you keep that in the forefront of your mindset, that makes what you do each and every day more meaningful. It makes it more purposeful, and also, pretty much, it's going to put you forward in front of your students, giving them their best every day, because certainly our students of Dublin City Schools do deserve that.
Now, you talk about purpose, and I know you come in here every day with a purpose, because anytime I come into Susie Dasher, you're doing something. Yeah. There's not idle time to be had here in this setting.
But, it's a lot to be done.
But talk about the impact that you've experienced personally by watching some of the student outcomes, because we've had, whether it be through the Community Readers Program, some of our pre-K classes, talk about what's happening down on the 4th grade hall these last couple years. Talk about some of those experiences that you've witnessed of students grasping a concept or excelling, or you talk about RTI, which is one of those crazy school acronyms that they throw out in the world. I've learned quite a few of them in the last 2 years, but
absolutely,
having kids rise up
Yes.
to challenges and meet and exceed expectations.
Right.
What has that meant to you personally?
Well, I think to answer that, Jason, I can kind of summarize pretty much everything that we do here at Susie Elementary, from the academics, from the behavior, everything. We're trying to develop a pride community. Now, of course, with that being, with our STEAM theme, with the science, the technology, engineering, arts, and even this year we integrate more of the agriculture to our A, as well as, with the mathematics. But we really pride ourselves on being a school of pride. Pride being our core traits, P being personal responsibility, R is respect, I is integrity, D is discipline, and E is excellence. And with those being our core traits, we try to focus everything that we do, from my behavior as an instructional leader to the teachers and what they do through their classroom instruction and how they interact with students every day, even on down to the behaviors of the students, being a pride community, a pride family. We pride ourselves on that. That's what we're all about. That's who we are at SDE.
And we have a pride kickoff every year with the children to help put that in their minds. And we're going to talk about that more when we come back here on our Back to School special on TV 35.
Hello, I am Jessica Hutchison with Pruitt Health Hospice, and today we are at the VA Hospital in Dublin, Georgia, where they serve 52 counties. We enjoy the freedoms every day that you have provided. You are our parents and grandparents, our children. You are our friends, neighbors, and our co-workers. You are such an important part of our community. Every day here at Pruitt Health Hospice, it's our honor and privilege to care for our nation's heroes. We strive to provide the same level of integrity and commitment that all of our veterans demonstrated while in service to our country. From all of us here at Pruitt Health Hospice, we thank you for your service.
The temperature is rising and summer is here. Why not make a big splash with your family and friends this summer with a pool from Georgia Pools? A relaxed and a luxurious feeling of a hot tub or sauna. Georgia Pools has a large selection of pool chemicals and accessories from name brands like Polaris, Aquabot, Pro Team Chemicals, and more. Already have a pool and need a new liner? Give Georgia Pools a call today at 478-275-3607. Or stop in and visit their showroom at 1201 Hillcrest Parkway, Dublin, Georgia. Georgia Pools, Middle Georgia's largest above-ground pool dealer. Financing is available.
It's in the smallest details. The answer. How can Husqvarna Zero Turn be precise, maneuverable, and highly productive? How can it turn work into accomplishments? Husqvarna Zero Turn mowers. It's all in those small, engineered details. Husqvarna, ready when you are.
So come see Glenn Register or any of his friendly staff today at Hometown Supply. Call 272-0345.
Welcome back. We're continuing here at Susie Elementary. I'm here with Miss Fluker. Miss Fluker, we left off talking about pride, and we're going to kick off this segment talking about pride again. Pride is something that's very important. It's actually on the Media Center door behind us right here, and it's everywhere. Anywhere you go in this building, you're going to see pride, and that stands for something important. Go ahead and run that by the folks who weren't here for the first segment, what pride stands for.
Again, pride are pretty much our school's 5 core traits. P being personal responsibility, R is respect, I is integrity, D, discipline, and E, excellence.
And this is something that Susie Dasher kicks off right at the beginning.
Yes.
You guys have a couple of assemblies to introduce these concepts to incoming pre-K students and to continue with some of these new students and to reinforce with returning students.
Right.
Talk about how important it is to put pride in their mind every day.
Well, it's very important because that sets the structure, the overall, foundation for the way we operate, our standard operating procedures, on campus. From pride, how can you show pride in your classroom? How can you show pride behavior while you're sitting in the cafeteria eating lunch? How do we show pride at Susie Elementary? Simply while transitioning down the hallways. Everything that we do falls under those pride traits.
And the cool thing here is if you show pride for a long enough period of time, there are rewards to be had.
Awesome
Talk about those.
Awesome rewards. We give outstanding incentive awards for students who consistently show our pride traits in their academics and their attendance, as well as their overall behavior. At the end of each 9 weeks, we do a pride celebration where those kids who have not received any discipline referrals, who've had outstanding attendance, they get to participate, like in our block party. I think for the first 9 weeks last year, we did a block party celebration. We We have celebrations whereas we take all the kids that have earned that, reward to the movies. We're just constantly trying to do things to just reward pride here at Susie Dasher.
And while we're having pride, we're getting to do it with some innovative learning concepts.
Absolutely.
STEAM is something that's new to a lot of people. Go ahead and give that acronym its full name, and then we can talk a little bit about some of the things you're doing here with STEAM.
Okay, well, STEAM stands for the S is the science part, T is the technology, E being the engineering concept, A is normally art, so we're going to continue with arts, but this year we're also embedding the agricultural piece with our STEAM, and then math being the mathematics part, well, M being the mathematics part.
Well, we've done a lot of things. We've introduced what's called a smart lab,
Yes.
which it's science, math, and art are happening. The STEAM concepts, Ms. Shana Morgan,
Awesome
I had the pleasure to be in there several times this past year. They were doing all kinds of crazy stuff, making carriages out of old CDs, making little airplanes. It was trying to teach them the various aspects of engineering. It might be civil engineering, it might be mechanical engineering. And
learning by doing.
Now you talked about agriculture. Talk about how that A is being integrated into our STEAM curriculum this year.
Well, that's actually going to be integrated through our upcoming partnership, and we're looking forward to that partnership with Fort Valley State University, where they're going to be coming in and helping us, kind of establish our tinker yard, and we plan on getting the greenhouse going near the back side of our building, and just getting the kids understanding, what we eat. It comes from the earth, what we grow. So you have a hands-on, process, embedded into what, you eat. So we're just trying to get the kids to understand that science and just the STEAM all in itself happens around them every day. And just kind of grasp that and, take forward and learn from it.
And you talk about the partnership with Fort Valley State. We had the pleasure of attending a visit to their campus, and were really just blown away by the depth and breadth of offerings that this university has so close to home. And they were so willing and able to jump on board and provide us with people and resources to hopefully continue this innovation and expand on some of the things that we're doing. Talk about what stood out most to you as far as how you could see that being transitioned over to Susie Dasher.
Well, honestly, with the students that we serve here at Susie Dasher Elementary, and I'm just going to be honest, what really stood out to me is the fact that we'll actually be able to have students from Fort Valley State University to come into our campus. And so our students can actually see kids, older or young adults. I say not kids, young adults.
They're kids to us now.
I know, but young adults who actually look like them in those those roles, acting as scientists, acting as technologists, actually doing the work that goes with the STEAM. So actually them coming in, because sometimes it might take, other kids. As teachers, we try to work with the kids, all along and do what we can, from the classroom perspective. But sometimes it just takes someone from the outside, an additional resource.
Some mentors.
Exactly, to come in and just help them extend those deep embedded concepts and just push them a little bit further. And anytime that we can get the kids to see, life beyond, just don't get, focused on high school. Okay, well, after high school, what now? What are your plans, from that? And all of this goes build into our college and career readiness that we're working with to kind of help with our CCRPI. So it all just ties in, all joint supply with all of the initiatives that we're trying to, go forth with here at Susie Dasher.
It all connects, and one of the things we want to connect to before we call it a day here at Susie Dasher is connecting to open house dates and times. And we also want to remind everybody that our supply list should be available on the website at dcsirish.com and at local stores throughout the community. You should be able to access it no problem. Do keep in mind that the pre-K supply list and each grade level supply lists are going to be different. So please take a chance to look for those lists and fill your child's needs before they come in so they're ready to rock and roll. But before we close out, we want to talk about open house supply lists. We mentioned a little bit about the supply list. They can be picked up at just about any local store. They're also going to be available on our website, dcsirish.com. But tell us one more time about open house and kind of what to expect during that time.
Okay, our open house here at Susie Dasher is going to be Wednesday, August 2nd from 1 o'clock p.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. And as parents come in, they can expect to pretty much figure out or find which homeroom that their child will be in. They can go in, meet teachers. They'll also receive information if they're going to be a bus rider. They'll receive information about that, as well as if they have a student that's going to be taking any medication. Anything that they need as far as, opening logistics, all all of that information will be provided here at Susie Dasher during open house. So it's definitely worth trying to rearrange your schedule if you need to. Try to go ahead and make arrangements in advance so that you can be here, because a lot of important, pertinent information will be passed out during that time.
She'll be there and I'll be there, and we hope that you'll be there too. And when we come back, we're going to meet with another elementary school principal on the Back to School special here on TV 35.
Portions of this program are brought to you in part by Fairview Park Hospital, a leader in healthcare for Dublin, Lawrence, and surrounding communities, providing inpatient and outpatient surgery options and rehabilitation therapy services.
Whether you're looking for your first home or your dream home or an investment property, Excel Realty is committed to providing you with the highest quality buyer service. For making that type of investment that buying a house requires, you deserve to have all the latest information and the very best advice, both of which Excel Realty can provide you with. The decision to sell a house is often dependent on many factors. Whatever your reasons are for selling, Excel Realty's proven effective marketing strategies will ensure that you get the highest possible price for your home. Excel Realty guaranteed to provide you with professional, ethical, and confidential service and keep you fully informed every step of the way. Let us introduce you to the Realty team at Excel Realty. First, we have Ms. Tiffany Green, broker. She's a native Dublin, Georgia, who is committed to professionalism, integrity, honesty, hard work, and satisfaction. To set up an appointment, call 478-275-1110 to reach Ms. Tiffany Green. Next, we have Ms. Loretta Rhodes. She's a native of Detroit, Michigan, who started a career in real estate at an early age. Give Ms. Loretta Rhodes a call at 313-400-6033 today to experience great customer service. Next up, we have Ms. Sophia Jordan. Ms. Sophia is specialized in resale and helping first-time home buyers. To take the stress away, give Sophia Jordan a call at 478-290-5296. Next, we have Ms. Jo Beth Bailey Rozier. She's a native of Dublin, Georgia. She's worked in customer service for over 10 years. So when you're interested in buying or selling, give her a call at 478-278-1668. Finally, we have Miss Lisa Bryant Tatner, wife of Mr. Edward Tatner, lives by the saying, dare to be great and do great things. When the time is right, give Lisa a call at 478-697-1079.
Welcome back to the Dublin City Schools Back to School special here on TV 35. I'm Jason Holcomb, and I'm joined by Dr. Sherelle Edmond. She and I were actually classmates in high school, just teasing about our 20-year reunion's going to be coming around the corner, so we're not young anymore.
No, we're not young anymore, but we're still young at heart.
That's exactly what matters. We have a good time here, and you are taking on a new role here at Hillcrest. You've been here, but now you've transitioned from an assistant principal to now the principal, to the lead learner of the building, and talk about what that experience has been like for you this summer.
I have actually graciously had the last 7 years under the leadership of Demi McManus, and it has been a wonderful experience. Also going back to my elementary days here in Dublin City Schools, she was my 5th grade teacher, so then to come back and work alongside her, underneath her, and to be trained under her has been a wonderful experience for me. We've been together 6 years. It was sad to see her go. I told her she'll still be a part of us here.
Oh, yes.
But I feel that she has really equipped me with a lot of tools necessary to carry on this job, and watching her from day-to-day experiences, handling life issues as well as with the school, has been a wonderful experience. And I do feel strong and confident in being able to continue on her leadership and taking on my leadership and taking Hillcrest to even higher heights.
Now let's talk about getting up to that point, because obviously we just talked about graduating in '98. Talk about the time in between there to now through your education and professional experience leading up to this point.
Yes, I'm a graduate of Georgia Southern University. Go Eagles. I received my bachelor's in special ed, went back to Georgia Southern to receive my master's in interrelated special education. Once doing that, I was working over at the middle school as a 6th grade self-contained teacher, but then also went into doing some inclusion classes and working with 7th and 8th graders. I was at Dublin Middle School for about 8 years before I went into my first year of administration, and that was where I was going through a program at Cambridge College, where I earned my specialist degree in educational leadership at that time. So after 1 year at Dublin Middle School in leadership, they decided in the system to move me down to the elementary level. So I went to Susie Dasher for 1 year.
quite an eye-opener walking in the doors with some kindergartners and first graders,
I
a
can
building
imagine.
full of them. Different coming from a middle school perspective. You had the little hands, the hugs, the
Oh, yeah.
kisses all the time and wanting to touch you, so I had to get used to that. But I found myself enjoying that in that atmosphere, just being able to let loose and hang along and
Right.
get along with the kids, talk with them more, and just my passion for education went out more because now I got a chance to see it at a younger level where it all started,
Right.
and to see what impact needs to be made at a younger level to get ready for the middle school and for high school levels in schooling. And at that time I started working on my doctoral degree. I will tell you at the beginning of that, it was not my choice to do that. I had two other fellow cohorts in our system to encourage me to go back to school, and I decided to give in and go for it. But at the same time, it gave me an opportunity to keep up with what was going on in the trends in
Right.
education. So I do encourage anyone at any time to try to go back for schooling to another advanced degree, because it does help you to keep abroad and abreast of the different things that are changing, as you know, in the field of
Oh, yeah.
education. Things change almost daily, but every year we come up with a new initiative or something that we're doing differently in the field of education, but it's all to better the kids that we serve, because we do want them to be productive citizens in this community when they get older.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I really enjoy coming to Hillcrest is that you guys are extremely tight-knit. Every one of you genuinely cares about the other, and I see so many times where teachers in different grade levels may be coming down or coming up to help somebody else out. How great is that for you as a building administrator to already have that infrastructure of caring in place and to be able to grow some of the other initiatives you're wanting to do moving forward?
We have a very supportive family here at Hillcrest, and we do consider ourselves a family, very close-knitted. We don't mind helping each other. We come to each other's rescue. As you can see now, I have a staff that's inside. They came out last night to help me set up a gym for a convention that we're about to host here at our school this week. But that is one of the strong points here, one of our strengths, just the connection, the bond that we have here as a family. And it goes back to with our 7 Habits of Happy Kids, what we're doing with Stephen Covey as our school theme. But just building that community involvement, that stakeholder, that buy-in where everyone is a family. It's not just an island mentality, but we're all a family. We want to embrace everyone that walks through our doors. And so as a staff, we've got to be able to show that first, embracing each other.
And what I love also is whenever there's a function here at Hillcrest, the attendance is always high. We always are looking to add more chairs. You're never pulling chairs back at any of the school functions that we have here. It's always seems like we need a few more chairs or a few more places for people. That has to be rewarding for you as a building administrator to know that you've got some invested parents coming in wanting to take part in whatever's happening here on campus.
Yes, and we invite our parents to come in at all times. We try to get our parents to come in to be volunteers. We did have about 4 parent volunteers that came faithfully throughout the year to offer assistance to Mr. Clark in the Media Center, but not only that, also went down to the classrooms to assist. So we appreciate parents, even community supporters, those that would like to just come and volunteer at any time. But we love showcasing our students, so anytime we can showcase students in something that's engaging or interactive, we invite everyone in the community to come out. But yes, we are in need of more chairs still. We do run out of chairs all the time. But our parents are usually on the phone, calling parents, inviting them to come out. And believe it or not, we actually have students on some events trying to sneak out of class and come up to the office to call for parents to come to events. So what better way to get the parents here than to have a child call and whine or beg, Mama, Daddy, please come support, please come see me. And then also with the incentives, it's just rewarding, I think, to kids a lot of times to see that parental involvement, to see that their parents or their family, they care about them because they're coming to support them, to see them, whether it's something small on the program or if it's something big on the program, a speaking part. But they just want the presence of their parents there.
Well, we're going to take a quick break and talk more about parents and some other things happening that are awesome here at Hillcrest Elementary when we come back to the Back to School special on TV 35.
Dublin's newest and most modern hotel is the Hampton Inn & Suites. Relax and enjoy your stay while near the best in dining, golf courses, and business centers. Start your day with a free hot breakfast. Enjoy our pool, indoor fitness center, and Wi-Fi. Plan your next family reunion, meeting, training session, or social gathering at Hampton Inn & Suites, 103 Travel Center, located by Longhorn and Cracker Barrel. Hampton Inn & Suites. by Hilton.
「
by Hilton. 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 Since the early 1980s, Century 21 Durden Carnegie has proudly served the community's best interest and has grown to consecutively be the #1 realtor in Dublin and Lawrence County. And broker George Durden is proud of his team of agents and recognizes Jody Tanner, Jim Jarrett, Pam Tillery, David Deeves, Beverly Forbes, Ann Adams, Raina Deverly, Betty Helton, Charlene Brantley, Ruth Watson, Jay Brantley, Charlene Lamp, Yvonne Robertson, and Karen Whitmer, all part of the team of Century 21 Durden Carnegie. And broker George Durden invites you to allow his team to serve you today. If you're buying or selling your home or commercial property, call Century 21 Durden Carnegie. And thank you to the community for allowing Century 21 Durden Carnegie to serve you for more than 35 years.
Welcome back to the Back to School special here on TV 35 with Dublin City Schools. I'm Jason Holcomb, Director of Public Relations, and I'm joined once again by Dr. Edmond. Dr. Edmond, we talked about family, we talked about parents, and we talked about some of the things that you saw coming into the elementary level and being able to raise those children up to prepare them for other challenges in the middle and high school settings. One of those opportunities that you have here is through a program that we've put into place because of our theme as a leadership school. Talk about what we're doing with the Leader in Me and the 7 habits here at Hillcrest Elementary School.
Yes, we are a themed elementary school, and we actually are designed, and we kind of go off of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Happy Kids. What we do here is we try to build leaders, and throughout the building, in each of the classrooms, the teachers actually allow the students to have job responsibilities. They get a chance to sign up for them in some classes. Some classes they're more assigned at the younger level, but it's more of where you have a receptionist. They may be the one answering the telephone when you call down to a classroom. They have one that's the errand person. They have a tech prep person that's responsible for making sure computers are on at the beginning of the day, but making sure that they're shut down by the end of the day. You also have an environmental specialist within the classrooms to help make sure that the room is tidied up before leaving for the end of the day. And we have classroom monitors, so they make sure that all of the students have something to do so that they feel like they are a part of the school as well as leaders. So each one of them are a leader within themselves as well. But they also have an opportunity to expound on their leadership through one of our rotation class. We actually have a special rotation class, which is called our LEAP class, Leadership, Environmental Awareness, and Public Service, where they have a portion of music, but not only that, they're learning about the environment where they're getting out, doing different things around our campus, and also the public service part where they're also going out to different businesses here, partners at the Benton House, also the VA. They're performing, and that's through musical talents. They play instruments, they sing, they do a little dancing, and then not only that, they also do the 7 Habits of Happy Kids, where we take a leadership and try to focus on a leadership for each unit, and they do different activities that relate back to that habit. So that way they're getting ingrained with that habit as well during leap time. But not only that, whenever they have an opportunity in their regular academic course classes, we ask the teachers to integrate the Leader in Me, those 7 habits, along with their content area. So that way they're always on their P's and Q's.
And speaking of P's and Q's and that class in particular, another one of our classmates is taking over the helm of that class. If you wanted to go ahead and let people know who the new face is that's familiar to a lot of people in the community.
Yes, and you probably are familiar with her. One of Jason and I's classmates is taking over that class, and that is Mrs. Leanne Lawrence. It's Leanne Geiger Lawrence, as some may know her. She's also been responsible for a lot of our floats that you've seen in the parades. Very instrumental, very talented young lady. She is taking over that class as Miss Carol Thomas has left us this year, retiring, and we do wish Miss Thomas very much success. Even though she'll be back over here, we invited she and Coach Thomas to come over here at any time, since they're outdoor people, to come and help out with our garden, and also to help us keep up our partnership with our Dublin Lawrence Garden Club. So we want to keep all of our business partners that she was very instrumental in connecting us with. We really do want to stay connected with them, and we appreciate her for getting that started, but we want to keep that going continuously throughout the years to come here at Hillcrest.
Well, and that's one of the things that we noticed in education. You talked about that through your own education about change. Change is just a part of life, and helping prepare those children for life means preparing them for change. What are some of the changes that you can see moving forward where Dr. Edmonds starts putting her own stamp on what Hillcrest is and plans to be, its vision and its mission.
One of the things, embracing teachers and their ideas. A lot of times some leaders come in with their mindset of things, what they want to do, but also just embracing my staff, because I have a great staff. They've been here, we've been together for the last 6 years. They've actually had input in this year as far as building the schedule and student groupings for this year. So really looking forward to some things that we're wanting to do differently in order to meet the needs of the students better, ability-wise. So we're focusing on that this year. Also bringing back our Club Day. We'll be starting that up in the fall this year, so we're excited about that this year and doing it a little bit differently than what we have in the past. Also, the way that we're serving our gifted population this year, we're wanting to do more with them to not only focus on those students that are struggling, but give some extra support for those students that are high achievers.
Right.
So during that response to intervention time this year, we're not only focusing on just those students that are struggling, we're actually going to have Ms. Leanne Lawrence helping to serve our students that are gifted, so they'll get additional gifted services time outside of their academic content areas.
That's fantastic. And before we call it an evening or an afternoon or whatever it happens to be, it's just a cloudy day and it's steamy where we are at this moment. We've got an open house coming up and want to strongly encourage parents to attend. Go ahead and give the date and time for that and some of the things they can expect when they come to the campus that day.
Yes. Hillcrest will be having their open house on August the 2nd, and it will be from 11 to 1. This year we decided to split up instead of having both elementary schools at the same time, hoping that would allow some parents that may have a conflict with students at both schools. Maybe during your lunch break, you can take your lunch break during that time to come over to the school to at least meet your child's teacher for this year. Get a copy of your child's schedule so you'll know exactly what courses they will be taking and who their teachers will be, because we do have a little difference in our schedules this year. In the past, we've had team teaching in 2nd grade through 4th. For the most part, we are still team teaching. However, in kindergarten and in 4th grade this year, we're going to have a different schedule where they will actually, in kindergarten, be going to all of the teachers. And in 4th grade, they will actually be going to 3 of the 4. They will have a math, base, and science teacher, but our ELA structure is going to be a little different this year, where you'll still get ELA, but the writing component will be split from the grammar and comprehension part of the ELA, where the writing will be integrated with the social studies class. So we're looking forward to some different things, more flexibility, but at the same time, we're keeping the mind of students' interest and their achievement at the head of it.
Very cool. So make sure to come by during the open house. We've got school supply lists available throughout the community. They're also available on our website at dcsirish.com. We look forward to having all of you come here in the next coming weeks. Don't forget, first day is August 4th here at Dublin City Schools.
Yes.